I'm gonna show you how we do a little collecting. Now, I'm gonna give you the black section to start with, Gator. There's only two things you've got to remember about blacks. And that's this, that one day, they can be real easy. And then the next day, they can be bad.
Best I can remember, you always were a little colorblind, weren't you? Huh? What the hell is that?
That's to make them blacks easy.
I got up pretty early this morning and went for a jog, so I was pretty hungry when I got back and decided to fix myself a nice, delicious bowl of Wheaties. But when I grabbed the box, I realized that there was something missing. I said, wait a minute. As long as I've been alive, there's always been some sort of big-time athletic hero on the cover of the box, whether it was the triathlon winner formerly known as Bruce Jenner, Walter Payton. If I recall, Michael Jordan was on the cover a few times. I mean, it's just been a tradition since I was a kid to have someone on that cereal box that motivates me to do great things.
Teaming up with Mr. T cereal, it's getting on the team that knows how cool breakfast can be. You get a crispy corn taste with a touch of brown sugar. Teaming up with Mr. T.
It's cool.
And since times are way different than they were when I was coming up, I thought I'd petition General Mills and see if they can put Ahmaud Arbery on the front of the box. Since the general consensus seems to be to place his image on just about everything else. Y'all think I'm bullshit. Take a look. You might as well put his photo on the box of your kid's favorite cereal, since you Negroes have decided to honor him as your latest patron saint of outline chalk. I mean, look at this garbage. I didn't create any of this right here. You all did. Got him looking like some old Stevie Wonder album cover from the 70s. Got him jogging eternally side by side with Kobe Bryant. Done crowned him a king. Just like y'all did that Bojangling pastor, Eddie Long, after all those teenage boys came forward and admitted that they were sleeping with him. Here you go. Y'all are painting murals of the doofus, just like you did Freddy Gray in Baltimore. And what was his lone contribution to humanity? Serving the neighborhood dope.
Now Freddy's dead. That's what I said.
That's right, a dope peddler. But those of you who saw my classic videos, which highlighted the insanity going on in Baltimore, already know this. Okay, so I'm going to stay on topic with this here because I don't need to remind you all about Freddy Gray. Because whether it's him or this idiot Ahmaud Arbery, the public reaction received from most black people is very similar to a scene in the old classic Al Pacino film, Serpico. And for you youngsters who don't know what that film was all about, let me give you a quick spoiler alert. Serpico was a 1970s biopic film that was based on a real-life New York City detective named Frank Serpico, who ended up becoming a whistleblower on not only his own precinct, but several others that were involved in narcotics trafficking and bribery, colluding with heroin dealers and criminals all over NYC throughout the 1960s and early 70s. There's a scene from that film where Detective Serpico, who, as I said before, is played by Al Pacino, is bringing some slimeball skag pusher into the precinct to be booked on charges. And as he is doing so, a few of his fellow detectives are kicking it with the dope man as if they're best buddies, and even hinting to Pacino's character that he should just cut him some slack and let him go. After Detective Serpico gets him booked, he reads the lowlife's rap sheet aloud And right smack dab on there is an arrest for shooting a police officer.
Hey, you.
Hey, who?
You. Get over here and empty your pockets.
I don't do that.
You're my prisoner. You do what I tell you to do. Get over here.
He's gonna get nasty about it.
Fuck me, man!
Frank, cool it, eh? Hey, motherfucker! Straight!
Frank! Hey, Frank, Rudy's on. He's good people.
Stay the fuck out of this! Fuck!
What's this? What's this?
Get it! Get it! Get it!
Serpico, got that record check on Casaro.
What is it? It's about your pal, Casaro. Here, read it. Read it. He did 15 years. You know what for? For killing a cop. He's a fucking cop killer.
This describes you black folks to the T, because you historically go overboard in celebrating the life of Negroes who do nothing but revel in genocide and death of other black people.
Cars burning near Sherman and Burleigh. The flames lit up the neighborhood as many nervous residents stayed locked in their homes.
Start a revolution.
Hundreds celebrated in the street, also throwing rocks and bricks. One police officer was taken to the hospital after being hit in the head. Several bus stops and traffic lights were ripped out and overturned.
This Ahmaud Arbery case is no different, because just a few years before this incident took place, the Negro was arrested for bringing a gun to a high school of which he was not a student. Now, you pseudo-black nationalists are going to more than likely challenge me in the thread by saying, "You don't know that. He might have been trying to confront a white supremacist."
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time.
Ain't nothing going on. Right. You couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
Which makes you also ask yourself, this Negro had no problem showing up to a black high school he didn't attend armed, but he goes all the way out to these white folks' neighborhood with nothing but a claw hammer. Amazing. I mean, I'm going to cut to the chase on this video, and I'm going to give you all the number one reason why you Negroes make martyrs of idiots like Ahmaud Arbery. You do so because this is what your so-called queen suckles and coddles to the fullest. And this isn't a secret. Everyone seems to know this but you black people, because you're in denial. Your black queen, as you call her, even though a queen is married, but that's a different story. She does this in single-parent-led homes. Hell, she does this in two-parent-led homes that she runs with an iron fist because her husband is such a sucker. She does this in classrooms in which she allows clowns to act like complete imbeciles while being way more stern with her girls who she pushes to excel past them. She does this at her church, where she has no problem whatsoever introducing these boys to morally and financially inept spiritual leaders who condemn the men who have gone out of their way, okay, to go on an extended hiatus and exodus from those seats, even though those Negroes who preach to her every Sunday live nowhere near the community and only show up to give sermons and collect tithes. The black female postures the boys she raises into the punks that they become. This is what she suckles and coddles into an upright form, which is why Negroes like Ahmaud Arbery have much more of a special place in their hearts, because they continue holding out hope that black girl magic that they keep telling the world about is going to rub off on them. My baby wasn't doing nothing but running like he always do every day. Yeah, he was running from an active crime scene like he does every day. And although the owner of that property, okay, that he was trespassing on, got scared of the media wrath that would have been unleashed upon him had he not publicly claimed that nothing was taken from the property, the fact of the matter is stupidity and foolishness eventually led to Ahmaud Arbery's demise. But your so-called Negro community leader and pseudo-black nationalist activist isn't going to tell you that, which is why more and more liberal yo-yos are talking about the fool as if he's some person that's deserving of being honored at the Kennedy Center after a lifetime full of accomplishments. If you'll also notice, the Negro female and her pandering, tongue-wagging simp only reserves this sort of adoration for court jester pookies and black females who are just as loud, overbearing, and obnoxious as they are in the desperate attempts of getting the attention of not you or I, okay, or other black people for that matter, but white folks, as we saw was the case with Sandra Bland, who showed her funky-ass attitude in redneck country all by herself and never made it out of that Texas jail. But what's truly funny is the fact that the average simp is too fixated on booty to realize that the mothers of the men and women who become overnight martyrs have no problem selling their baby story to some liberal leech, ambulance-chasing attorney, or scavenging vulture-talking head so he or she can suck off the corpse of their dead child after they promised them some wrongful death settlement in the near future. But according to you all, I'm the sellout.